So I have one pair, and they're kind of plastic and they're kind of cheap. Uh, Hello and welcome to Scott's Garage, Arizona edition. Actually, it's not really Scott's Garage, it's Scott's dad's garage. I'm here in Arizona, and I'm at my dad's garage, which is much bigger, as you can see, and has much more equipment and nicer equipment. So we should be able to do a pretty good project today. I have something that's really going to be fun, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it. It's from the popular Woodworking Magazine, issue 274, October 2023. And on page 15, it has these little sawhorses. And I could use an extra pair of sawhorses. I have one pair, and they're kind of plastic and they're kind of cheap. But I could always use another one. And I figure if I could use another one, probably everybody could use another one. So I'm going to show you some pictures of this so you can see a little bit closer. And you can see what's going on here. I went down to Home Depot. This is made from 2x4 stock. And well, that was easy. $20.09. And you rip it down to 1x3. And at first I was like, what? Why are they doing that? That seems like a lot of work. Well, if you get 1x3, it's usually in pine, which is not really that good to make sawhorses out of. And 2x4s are cheap and they're strong. So if you have a saw, and I do, and we don't mind sawing a little bit, which I don't, we can saw those 2x4s down to 1x3s, and then you have a really strong sawhorse. So I went to Home Depot, I got 5 8-footers, and it cost me $20.09. So I think that's pretty good. And then the plan calls out for continuous hinge. I had a couple lengths, 24 inches of continuous hinge, so we'll call that free. And then the table leg brace, that's kind of right here. I ordered that from Amazon. 2 sets of them were $20. So all told, it's going to be about $40 in supplies. So I guess $40 for 2 wooden homemade sawhorses. I guess that's kind of a lot, huh? I think you can buy ones for less than that. But they won't have the personality of something that you made yourself. It probably won't be as strong and probably won't last as long. So I want to show you a couple of things here. Let's bring the camera in a bit closer. All right, so I have my clipboard here, and I worked out the material. I'm going to do 4 pieces with a 32 and a 32 long, and then a 20 out of each piece. So each one of these is going to be, you're going to have 8 verticals and 8 horizontals. So out of these 4 pieces, I'll get 8 of these and 4 of these. Then the last piece, I'll do the 4 of these at 20. And why it's a little bit different than the plan is the plan has the lengths at the lengths of the sides at 30. But when I looked at my sawhorses that I have now, which I want them to be the same height, they're at 30 and a half high. And so I worked all this out, and it turned out to be I needed 32-inch long pieces to get to that 30 and a half at 17 degrees and with the 12-inch, strut there. All right, so we have our plan, we have our wood, we have our hinges. Let's get to cutting. So I'm here at this really nice Jet table saw. This is the whole table. It's really nice. So the idea is to rip these down to 1x3. So this is a 2x4, so it's 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So I want it to be 3. I think I'm going to start doing the sides. So I'm going to do one side 3 1/4, and then I'll rip them all down to 3. We'll start with them kind of flat on the table like this. All right, so I set the fence using the guide that's on here. And I said it wrong. It should be 3 1/4. And I set it for 3. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So 3 1/4 and 3 1/4. Okay. So that should just zip right through this thing, I hope. And go. Whoa! Woo! Feel the power. Man, what a mess. Definitely need some dust collection going on here. Okay, so I finished the first cut on all 5 boards, and check out my hastily constructed outfeed table. I looked around for quite some time in the shop, and this is the best I could come up with, was this hose reel and a trash can and a plastic box to have my outfeed table. I can't believe that he doesn't have an outfeed table. What? I don't get it. All right, so the next thing we need to do is go at 3 inches with the other side. Okay, I brought around the dust collection system, and I don't know how it attaches, or if it does, but I have it sort of just over here, kind of. Boy, these are a pain. Have this just 2, 1, go. Shit. I don't know why it's going right in my face. Why is it going in my face? Check out how fast I can push through this wood. It would take me 45 minutes to get through it on my saw. Woo! Man, we are making some progress. Woo! Look out, Willie. Thing of beauty. All right, so now we're going to try to go with this part, the height. So we need to get this down to 1 inch. So let's start at 1 1/4, and then 1. Right? Cool. Whoa! That is as high as the saw goes. Man, I'm glad I cut the sides first. Look at this. This is really neat. Well, they're getting lighter. All of the dust blows right in my face. How can you have a table saw where it blows right back in your face? Shouldn't it blow underneath you or something? I think that the hoses are conveniently located up there. And you know, you always want to have things handy, right? So you can just grab them when you need them. So that's true in this case because we have them conveniently located where you only have to get a really tall ladder and go up to a really high thing. and then somehow get the right hose, I guess. I'm not sure what this is all about. Let's try this. Yeah, that's easy. So whenever you want to use your table saw, it's an easy, quick process of getting this old duct tape off. It just comes off really quickly, and then somehow getting this to hook up somewhere, and then putting the tube right by your feet so you make sure you stumble over it, and then hook it conveniently to the outflow of that, and then I put it on. So let's see. Yeah! Woo! Look at no more spinning in my face. Wow, that. Oh shit! God damn it! So yeah, so 4 easy cuts, and I have a 1x3, and scared the hell out of me, but I'll live. If we look at the plan, probably right here, you can see that we need 8 stretchers 20 inches long, kind of the horizontal pieces. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to cut out of one piece 4 of the stretchers, and then we'll get to the other ones in a minute. So we'll just cut 4 pieces at 20 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and mark the first one at 20, and then once I do that, then we'll have our template. We can cut the other ones from that template. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. All right, so this will be our sample piece, and we'll just mark all the rest of them from here. Went ahead and cut 4 of the horizontal pieces to 20 inches, and these pieces just stay square. The only thing left to do is biscuit and assemble these pieces. Then what I did is I cut another 4 of them that are going to be the top pieces, and those have to have a 17-degree angle on the top, so when it opens up, it will be flat. When you put things on top of your sawhorse, it'll be flat. All right, I have the chop saw set to 17 degrees, pretty close. I double checked it. It's actually a little bit different on the scale here, but that's okay. And then what I'm trying to do is I want to cut one leg as like my template leg, and then I'm going to cut all of the rest of them from that. Make sense? What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the big end, because that's the easier place, to the big end, strike a pose, and then we're going to make a cut from there. So let's continue on with that positive Zen vibe. All right? So 32 to the long, I usually mark a way that it goes. And so that's easy because I can cut them both. I can go ding, 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 just keep going, right? So this isn't going to be that bad. So let's start up the sucking machine. Okay, so I took a little bit of time to kind of check my angles, and it's not perfectly square, like this isn't exactly square, but it's really just the feet on the floor, and then the flatness of the top of the, what are we making? Sawhorses. And so I'm going to use this as my template. I'm going to write template. Template? Is that how you write it? Okay. And then do this and do that. Then there's these I'll cut like here, and then I'll do that 7 more times. Okay, I had to stop the time lapse because something weird was going on. Every time I cut it, when I cut through, it would drop, and I was like, "What's going on? Why is it dropping?" And then I squatted down and I looked. Look at the gap in between here. It's riding like way over there, and then it's riding way over there, and it's sort of floating in the middle. What in the world is that all about? And what do I do about it? I don't know. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think by the time I leave, I'll probably have the whole shot like dialed in, like really nicely dialed in. Those two, like kind of put this way. There we go. Shimmed. Shimmed. Yeah. It didn't drop. There we go. I got it. I figure out. So if I just keep those shims kind of right there, both of those shims sort of in place, then I am in good shape. You need to take the saw and raise it up. And then you need to go, why is this like bowed down? That's bad. That's no bueno. Okay, now what do I do? What's the next step? Well, I think a lot of the sawdust is finally coming off of me. Okay, so we have our 4 mid stretchers, our 4 top stretchers. Those are good to go. And then we have our 8 vertical pieces, 2, 4, 6, 8. And they kind of go like these. Okay, so 20 center to center. Okay, 20 center to center. These feet are pretty flat. Okay. Wow, cool. Ooh. Okay. That's cool. Okay, so then, are we at 30? Oh my Lord. You gotta see this. Can you see this? 30 and a half. Look at that. 30 and a half. I don't know if you can see that. Let's do that. Right up here. Check this out. So these feet are flat. That's pretty flat on the top. And 30 and a half is what I want my height. Talk about an over-engineered set of, what are these again?